pandemic of COVID-19, offline and online learning are recommended by the government of Indonesia. By using both offline and online, students will have the opportunity to enhance their self-regulated learning, which seems very effective in this challenging time. Therefore, the study investigated the students' attitudes on implementing blended learning, especially in general English courses. The study employed survey method in gaining the data, where around 92 students of primary school education study program were involved both in filling questionnaire. By applying blended learning, students were also permitted to repeat or reopen the lessons without any pressure. By conducting this study, several shortages were also appeared where internet connection was the main problem. Teachers' lack of online learning design was also a thing to take into consideration. Blended learning has been very effective. Learning is a complex process that should never be confined to a classroom and school system. On the other hand, e-learning extends beyond the classroom and includes information and communication via the internet, which learners can access directly from their laptops or even smartphones. In this pandemic COVID-19, especially in Indonesia, the trend of e-learning is increasing significantly. Despite the government recommends it, it offers a lot of innovations and opportunities, especially for the teachers in optimizing their efforts to improve students' learning outcome with various solutions. However, since technology advancement is not balanced yet in every region in Indonesia, the use of full e-learning will be a burden especially for the students. Therefore, teachers should adopt and make it appropriate to be used in teaching and learning. Blended learning is one method for implementing e-learning. Blended learning is a blend of face-to-face and online learning activities that makes the best use of resources for address critical intuition concerns. Research on blended learning and its success is much and varied, especially in its implementation, but somehow it still deserves further study in different aspects such as students' attitude. Indeed, the study was intended to investigate the students' attitude towards blended learning in English for general academic, especially by using Google Classroom, since it is easier to use as a learning management system and available for free.
Blended learning combines online and offline learning. Blended learning, as defined by Graham, is a method of learning that combines the advantage of traditional classroom instruction with those of more modern online instructions. In the context of this investigation, the term blended learning refers to the process of incorporating a variety of activities and technology designed for a particular class of students. To phrase it another way, it entails enhancing conventional teaching methods using digitally based resources such as videos and documents. Blended learning is seen as a technique for developing acceptable educational environment for students, allowing them to easily attain their goals and boost their learning through appropriate technology. As a consequence of this, blended learning is regarded as a strategy. And also, blended learning in EFL setting is a pedagogical strategy that accommodates students' effectiveness and opportunities for enhancing technology in the process. Through videos, blogs, chat rooms, and discussion forums, e-learning can provide access to target language, culture. These tools provide EFL learners with more access to the language of native speakers. According to Graham, according to Graham, online environments help pupils feel at ease. Online exposure can facilitate the employment of strategies in training or language skills. Online activities also assist self-directed learning concerning course material. The changing of learning environments has also lead the changing of learning paradigm. In this term, the student-centered approach is more suitable with enhancing technology into a learning activity. For example, a study by Edelman in 2012 shows us also the blended learning can change a teacher-centered platform that is usually used by Russian uh, during their classes where the position of teacher is more dominant than the student was started to be left. This is one of the reason blended learning is applicable in every subject, especially in teaching English where the student's opportunity is supported due to the language used. Google Classroom. Google Classroom is a relatively new initiative that Google has launched for educational institution in order to create a platform for blended learning that can generate, distribute, and grade assignment without the need of paper. As a result, it is simply a port for professors to engage students online for questions, discussions with teacher and classmates, and assignments submission. According to Iftakhar in 2019, Google Classroom also allow teacher to spend more time with their student and less time on paperwork, and it now better. Google's most recent announcement expand the functional of Google Classroom, the ability to add more than one teacher, as well as plan sessions in uh, and what is it? Prepare new feature. And for the methodology, the method that employed in this study was surveyed method. The samples of this study were the semester of primary school education students in STKIP Muhammadiyah Kuningan, consisting of 92 students from three classes. The data were collected through questionnaires and interviews to validate and elicit the feedback. The questionnaire was developed to identify students' view on blended learning environment, which is Google Classroom. The questionnaire consists of two items to identify students' attitude toward blended learning process. The scoring for the questionnaire was established according to the five Likert scale. Strongly agree 5 points, agree 4 points, undecided 3 points, disagree 2 points, and strongly disagree 1 point. The quantitative data from questionnaire were analyzed by descriptive statistic, while triangulation was used to analyze the qualitative data obtained. It is based on Creswell 1998 and Silverman 2005, who acknowledge triangulation is crucial efforts in analyzing the quantitative data. Finding and discussion. general English course in ISTKIP Muhammadiyah is a compulsory subject that enrolled by every student from every study program. It is consist of 14 meetings where it is conducted in the language center. The proportion of blended use in the subject during the semester consists of 70% face-to-face instructions and only 30% was conducted in online learning, since the authority is still finding the right proportion. It offered the student the four language skills: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. At the half of the course, the writer spread a questionnaire to investigate students' response through the splendid learning implementation. The questionnaire has three aspects: students' attitude towards the process, student attitude towards the content, and the last is students' attitude toward the ease of Google Classroom. However, in this current study, only the attitudes towards the process that will be displayed, since the instruments for content and essence are still to be validated.
For the interaction between students and teachers is very important, especially for students' feedback. Students may feel more confident interacting with teacher online rather than in person during class because they don't use parallelistic elements to complement students, such as gestures and facial expressions. The quiz content structure and teachers present inside the subject establish learner to instructor interaction between students and instructors can provide emotional or motivational support. The instructor may use discussion boards and emails in asynchronous systems to avoid direct instruction or clarification. Also, students are aware of their responsibilities to access online materials and assignments. It reflects their self-regulated learning and autonomy. This kind of interaction will benefit both sides in improving their understanding of material delivered by the teacher. Only around a quarter of students disagree with taking part in our learning process as such. A student's attitudes toward blended learning implementation is in positive category or 76.3%. Those who have difficulty operating classroom from their smartphone or not into ICT admit that blended learning is hard enough to follow. The presence of both teacher and student in the classroom is still needed. And also for the conclusion, based on the findings, it can be concluded that the implementation of blended learning through Google Classroom and general English course was run well. It can be seen from the perspective that shown by the students was positive, where 76.3% of them were satisfied on blended learning implementation. It was also believed that by using blended learning, students were permitted to repeat lessons without judgment or pressure. However, regarding the study's findings, several considerations are recommended. First, a stable blended learning with good facilities such as internet connection is needed. Second, teachers should be more creative since most students are new to use the technology, and last but not least, the teachers should find a better formula to create a good proportion between online and offline learning. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.